Folks, today, well, it was exactly what we've been warning about. Hopefully you braced for impact because markets, they didn't waste any time confirming those bearish setups we mentioned could happen yesterday.
Not at all. It was immediate.
SPY slammed right to wedge support. QQQ's triangle resistance held firm for the sellers. And XLF. It proved once again it's the market's early warning system.
It really did.
With inflation data on deck tomorrow, things could get even spicier. So we're going to break this all down and get into what we're seeing, but just remember that none of this is buying or selling advice. We're just calling what we see happening in the charts.
And honestly, it was such a textbook risk-off day. I mean, when you see that's the fear gauge, right?
Yeah.
When you see it spike nearly 18% in one session, you know, the big players are nervous.
18% is a massive jump. And you saw it in the Dow and the small caps. They couldn't find a bid.
Couldn't find their footing at all.
It felt like someone just pulled the rug out. We were watching the SPY, the S&P 500 ETF, and that rising wedge pattern.
Right.
For anyone listening who isn't glued to charts, just visualize prices getting squeezed into a tighter and tighter upward cone. And usually when they run out of room, bam!
They break downward. It's a classic exhaustion pattern. And today we just dropped right from the top of that wedge straight down to the bottom support line.
And it was a similar story over in the NASDAQ, the QQQ, with its symmetrical triangle.
Very similar. We said sellers were defending that top resistance line, and, well, they did it again. That's 3 days straight now. They've refused to let it break out.
So tech is hitting a ceiling. But the real story, I think, the one we flagged yesterday, was the financials. The XLF.
The canary in the coal mine.
Exactly.
And that canary stopped singing today. You know, financials are so critical. They power the economy with credit, so if they slip, everything else tends to follow. We're tracking that bear flag.
Which is just a little pause before the next drop, basically.
Exactly. A brief pause, and today broke down hard. On high volume, too.
That volume is everything. It tells you institutions were selling, not just, retail traders messing around. But money has to go somewhere, right? While banks were dumping, utilities, the XLU, were catching a bid.
Which is the classic defensive play. You buy power companies when you're scared, not when you're expecting growth.
Mm-hmm.
The XLU is just playing out its own symmetrical triangle perfectly as investors run to safety.
And it wasn't just the charts. We had some pretty ugly economic data hit the tape, too.
Oh, yeah, the housing numbers. Existing home sales for January. A huge miss.
Big miss. What was the number?
Consensus was looking for about 4.18 million. We got 3.91 million. So that's down, over 8% from December?
Wow. It's the lowest pace in 2 years. I know weather was a factor, but that just feels like affordability is finally snapping.
It definitely signals a softer consumer.
Hmm.
And we're back in an environment where bad news is actually treated as bad news again, fueling the sell-off.
Hey, and speaking of what everyone's tracking, don't forget, if you've got a stock you're watching or a question about the markets, let us know in the comments. We want to know what you're tracking to make these videos more relevant if possible.
Yeah, we'll do our best to talk about what we see in a future episode.
And as always, drop a like if you appreciate these market summaries and click subscribe, too, so you can stay updated.
We should probably touch on the other asset classes, too. Because usually, Bitcoin or gold might act as a hedge, but today, everything got hit.
Yeah, Bitcoin slid, about 2%? Just in sympathy with stocks, it's kind of stair-stepping its way down. But
Yeah.
the metals market, wow, that looked like a liquidation.
It was brutal. I mean, gold down 3.5% is a big move, but silver, it just cratered. Over 11%.
11%.
When you see moves that violent, it smells like profit-taking or margin calls. Traders who were over-leveraged had to sell their winners, like silver, to cover losses somewhere else.
Right, the old throw the baby out with the bathwater scenario. We kind of warned this could happen after that massive bounce silver had. That exit door gets real small when everyone tries to leave at once.
And this all brings us back to the so what of it all. You've got index breakdowns, you've got warnings from the banks, high volatility. It feels chaotic. But this is exactly why having a structured edge is, it's not negotiable.
Right. You just can't trade this on a gut feeling.
Exactly. And that's really the core of what we do in the Grok Trade mentorship. It's not about alerts. It's about real-time technical coaching and risk management, especially for days like today. We stick with you until you've recouped the investment, making sure you have the discipline to navigate the storm.
It's all about surviving the volatility to trade another day. So I guess the big question now is, do we flush lower from here? We have that inflation data tomorrow.
Given the momentum the bears picked up today.
Yeah,
if that data disappoints, the floor could really drop out. The setup is certainly there.
We'll be watching it like a hawk. All right, wish you all a great rest of the day.
We'll catch you in tomorrow's market summary.